What's going on, everybody? And welcome back once again to Maximus the Fourth. As you guys can see right here, I have a lot of the most longest standing, biggest thriving sodas that have generated the most sales on the planet to this very day. Many of you that follow me very closely might recognize a lot of these bottles, in which I took every single last one of these old brands of soda and compared them while doing a taste test from the old vintage bottles to the modern day bottles from 2023 and 2024. So what I have decided to do is to bring back every single last one of these top of the line sodas that are all vintage bottles from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and quite possibly even the 90s. And today, I'm going to do a taste test of each and every last one of these flavors of soda that are the vintage bottles, and I'm going to be placing them on an S tier list that I have created. S basically being 100%, A 90, B 8, C 7, you get the point, so on and so forth. Now, these have all been pretty much the bread and butter of my channel, where the Mountain Dew generated 1.6 thousand views, 7-Up about the same, Dr. Pepper 1,100 views, the Squirt didn't pop off as much, about 300 views, the Crush just most recently 715 views, the Barks Root Beer for some reason didn't even get 100 views. In one of my most popular videos, the 1984 49ers Coke bottle at 2.8 thousand views. And then we got the Sprite 1988 bottle that has generated a total of 1,800 views. And to this very day, it is still counting and has made it onto YouTube's eternal algorithm. So without further ado, I am Maximus the Fourth, and this is the Vintage Sodas Taste Test S tier list from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Now, as some of you might notice, some of these are empty, such as this Mountain Dew bottle, but we'll start with this one. Now, what I can remember from this Mountain Dew bottle was that it had a very weird taste, and it really didn't taste like Mountain Dew at all whatsoever. So, ranking this based on what I remembered it to be, I don't even think this would get a D. This one was not good at all. And if I were giving this a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give it a 3 or a 4. So the Mountain Dew, which I believe is from 1965, is going to get an F. Next up, what we have is the 7-Up bottle. Let's see if I can make a little path here. Now this 7-Up bottle was from 1976. And this bottle is over, oh man, it's almost 50 years old. It's very old. And when I did this, well, no need to talk about it. Let's just get to trying because there's still some left. What's crazy about this experiment is that not all of the sodas still taste bad. You wouldn't think that that's the case, but it definitely is. So, let's try the 70s 7-Up once again. Definitely smells the way I remembered it. Okay, so that does not taste half bad. That actually, I would actually give that a 5 out of 10 if I were to rate it. And I guess that I would need to place this on D because a D is not failure. It's kind of at an even standstill to where it's not great, but it's also not good. And if you take a look at the color, you can see that it has a yellowish color to it instead of a traditional see-through color, which 7 Up is that color when it's brand new. So, I will give that one a 5 out of 10. The Mountain Dew was just absolutely awful. It's an F on the S tier list. But we'll go ahead and give that 7 Up a D. Okay. That takes care of the Mountain Dew and 7 Up. Next up, what we have here is a 70's bottle of Dr. Pepper. As I recall, this was very good, and I thought it actually tasted even better than the 2023 bottle that I experimented with. Let's go ahead and do ourselves a little palate cleanse. Oh, man. And just as I remember, the liquid, it just looks so much thicker than regular Dr. Pepper as of today. Okay, that's much better than both the 7 Up and the Mountain Dew. I wouldn't say that it would get anything better, though, than. Gee whiz. That's pretty watered down. I don't need to taste that again. I would give that, for what it is, probably a. Oh man. It's pretty flat, but I need to judge it based on how it tasted. For what it is, I would give that a 6.5 out of 10. So we'll go ahead and throw that on the C list. There you have it. Mountain Dew, 7 Up, Dr. Pepper. So far, they've just been escalating from worst to second worst to so on and so forth. So forth, you get the point. Okay, next up, what we have here is the notorious 70's bottle of Squirt. This is a very rare bottle. I actually found this on eBay, and the guy was asking $60, and I made him an offer for $30, which included the $5 in shipping. And I was very happy to get this because I definitely didn't want to spend the full $60, but the guy let me buy it from him for the 30. And this, as I recall, is not even close to as good as the modern day Squirt. The ingredients were very whacked out and weren't even close to the same. Nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and do a taste test on this now and see where it ranks on the S tier list. Just a quick shout out. I do remember one of my subscribers suggested that I do a Pepsi S tier list, and I'm definitely planning on doing that. Both the regular caramel color of all Pepsi flavors that have the dark cola, and then I'm also going to do a colored edition Pepsi S tier list. And those will all include the different colors of Pepsi that were not the dark caramel color. Oh man, yeah, this one is definitely not good either. You can see some stuff that's kind of floating in there. I don't know if the camera will pick that up very well, but it's okay. I can kind of taste some notes of the modern day squirt, but it's definitely not going to beat a squirt from 2024. I'll tell you that right now. That one was actually fair, better than what I remembered it to taste. So that one's not a complete failure. And very surprisingly, for what it is, being such an old soda, I would actually put that hmm. Let's put this on. Oh man. Where should I put this? C or D? It was fair. It's pretty much in between C and D. So I'll go ahead and put the squirt right on the line that's in between C and D. Let's do that. Okay, there you have it. Squirt goes right on the line on the S tier list between C and D. Next up, what we have here is Barq's Root Beer. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a bottle that I think came from the 80's. Do not quote me on that exactly, but that should be fairly accurate. Vintage Barq's Root Beer, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. That's actually pretty decent. Holy mackerel. I think we're going to get something that's going to get at least a B for the first time. So very surprisingly, I do remember this now. I'm getting a incredibly large amount of vanilla ice cream notes from this 80's Barq's Root Beer. And I think I remember mentioning that a Barq's Root Beer from the 80's has an effect that it will turn and taste just like vanilla soft serve ice cream. I remember this clear as day. That's amazing. An amazing effect. How does that even happen? That was actually pretty decent. I would probably give that one. I would definitely give that one at least an 8. So let's go ahead and place this on B for now and see what happens. There you have it. They keep getting better as they go. I was not trying to do this. Trust me, you guys. This is just nuts how this is working out. Okay. Little palate cleanse here. Next up, what we have here is Crush Grape Soda. This came, I believe, from the 70's. Most recently, I did a video on this one, and it was pretty darn good. I'm actually pretty excited to taste test this again and see where it ranks on the S tier list. Now, all the scores that I'm doing, it is for vintage sodas only, so this one could very well make it on the S tier. I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens here. Crush Grape Soda from the 70's, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Oh, man. That has got incredible flavor for how old that thing is. I can't even believe that. That's mind-blowing. Amazing. Phenomenal. Outstanding. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to go straight to the S tier list. This one is absolutely perfect for a vintage soda. And there you have it so far. Next up, what we have here is a 1984 49ers Coke bottle. Now, as you can see, this one is empty. And unfortunately, I don't have the means to try this on camera right here. But you definitely can check this video out on my most popular videos. And you'll be able to find it easy if you're looking hard enough. But as I recall, this one, Coke does not taste good at all whatsoever when you are trying to compare it to modern day Coke. And as I recall, this one, yeah, I think I would give that probably a 4. So, what I'll do, maybe even a 3. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to place Coke right below Mountain Dew. So, it'll be on the F list, but it'll be a little bit lower than Mountain Dew still. Because this can work like a chart. The top of the mountain is the best, the bottom of the mountain is the worst. So we're going to go ahead and put Coca-Cola right below Mountain Dew. There you have it. Last up, what we have here is my 1988 bottle of Sprite. Go ahead and get in position here. Do our final S tier taste test for this vintage madness. And see where we are going to put this final soda on the chart. If I didn't say that my idea of doing this was not at least partially inspired by the LA Beast, I would be lying my tail off. I plan on doing another video too, where I'm going to be doing a vintage sodas taste test, but all of the sodas are going to be discontinued. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a fun one. Sprite 1988, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So right off the bat, you can definitely see clear as day that this Sprite, because it is 26 years old, or excuse me, 34 years old, I want to say. Am I doing my math right? 35 years old. The color has a little bit of a darker see-through tint, which comes out to be yellow. It's not much darker than regular clear see-through white, but it definitely is more of a yellow texture color. Excuse me. Let's do a taste test on the final one. Sprite, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Very interesting. That actually tastes pretty similar to the 7-Up. However, I would say it is definitely a step above 7-Up. Okay, I know right where I'm going to rank that. That's actually just above the Squirt. So, I'm going to put this right in between the Dr. Pepper and Squirt, because that definitely tastes better than the Squirt, and it was quite a bit better than the 7-Up. You see it? I'm going to go ahead and draw a line now, just to kind of chart this up. Coca-Cola, Mountain Dew, 7-Up, Squirt, Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Barks Root Beer, and Crush Grape. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 vintage sodas that we just put on a vintage S-tier taste test list. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to pause this video so you can see this S-tier list clear as day. Crush Grape was the absolute undisputed winner, hands down, no questions asked. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this, make sure you share this video with a buddy, and also please drop a comment down below to help boost the algorithm. Also, if you did enjoy this video and you need something else to do, please make sure you check out my video, Black Cherry Cola Soda Shop 2-liter chug. It is a 2-liter chug that I took on, and I need your guys' help to get that one up to 1,000 views. Also, for those of you that would like to help support Maximus the Fourth here on this channel, I'm going to leave both a Venmo and Cash App link in addition to being monetized. You can hit either one of those links if you would like to donate. And then also, if you'd like to support me in a different way and buy any of my merch items from my eBay store, I will also link my eBay store down in the description. Maximus the Fourth here. I thank you guys as always for watching. That was the vintage 70s, 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s S-tier sodas taste test. Thank you for watching.